My name is Boomsocks. Let's build level. Since the last episode, I went back and added a few things. In the RNAO part, I got these connectors from the ceiling to these blocks. And in the Dansman part, I gave the saws a darker border, changed the rocks so now they're blending instead of gray, and heavily cleaned up the gradients here. Shout out to It's Luminous GD for the help. Thanks, mate. Lastly, I added this quick little transition part. I didn't decorate it yet though. In this episode, we are taking a big step back in GD history and looking at one of the most iconic hard demons in the pre-1.9 era. Deadly Clubstep. This level is low-key kind of insane, and we are going to be remaking this ship today. Yeah, so a lot of Clubstep monsters, a lot of very bright colors, so we'll figure something out. But of course, as always, we're going to start off with a gameplay line. Now, I want the ship to be pretty tough, but not like insane. I don't know how else to put it. It's not going to be stupidly hard, but it's not going to be free. I also want to do as much of it as I can with Clubstep monsters, because I think that'll be really funny. I think we could do one of these just to make it a little more consistent, and then we'll make it so you go up, and then actually I think that's a little better. What if we just make it a straight fly? Yeah, something like that. Deadly Clubstep has a lot of these timings where it's a ship with a jump pad and the orb, and it's a whole... I hate it. It's bad. But we're doing it. Sometimes it's good. Put another Clubstep monster down here. I tried working a bit to make this more consistent, but eventually I ended up going down a different route. We'll do one of these little structures here. I'm gonna put it up here because that's how it's supposed to look. And the last little bit, I want to have the same Clubstep monster corridor Deadly Clubstep has. Now I just gotta figure out what's gonna go in here. We'll start with a set of spikes up here and some more down here, so you gotta go up. We'll make sure we add these just so it's not annoying like it is in Deadly Clubstep. We're gonna add a portal right in here just to change it up a little. We're gonna have to hold into it because these are gonna have spikes. I'm also gonna move this portal to make that transition a little more consistent. Maybe let's flip this and see how that looks. I'm also gonna move this half a block down, see if that makes it a little more claustrophobic. I think it's a word I'm looking for. We could do another little guy here too. We can make him all wobbly. Alright, let's test out our gameplay. Wait. Okay, now let's test out our gameplay. Bro, did I accidentally make this too hard? Or am I just bad? I think I'm bad. Oh no, I'm not bad. Just rusty. I like this so far though. Before we do anything, I want to do outlines and I want to do ground spikes. So let me put on a quick montage of me doing that. It's gonna be fun. Alright, that's our outlines done. Now let's get some ground spikes. Now, I haven't thought much about colors for this part yet, but looking at the original part, it uses a lot of yellow to green in the background, so I'm going to build my pulses off of that. First, we'll turn the background black here. And then from here, we'll give it a 1 second fade time into some kind of yellow. Let's see how that looks. No, that's a decent starting point. We'll put a pulse trigger here on our background channel. We get 0.5 HSV brightness, 0.5, and also background. See how that looks. You wanna know what would be funny? If I just change the color of it. Wait, that actually doesn't look bad. Hold on. That's not bad. I'm gonna stick with that. We're gonna stick with the yellow and green. Now after this, I wanna get a big background loop going till the end of the part. So that's way too long. Somewhere around there. I want it to go from the yellow we have somewhere over here. Yeah, somewhere over here. Alright, that's our main pulses done. But I want to get a second one in there. It's a little quicker. Same deal there, and just lower the brightness. That kind of works, but I'd have to increase the brightness of the other ones. Otherwise, there's no way you're going to see it. There we go. I think the pulses came out pretty good. Now we need to figure out a block design for these Clubstep monsters. But before we do that, let's get one of these, just throw it in everywhere. Take this, copy paste it wherever we need it. Now we'll take all of these, make it color 2. Now I think we could get some quick deco in there. Let's go up to layer 4. We're gonna take these connectors, just put them like that. Just throw a couple in there. They don't need to be all over the place. And these we will make background blending, of course. Or copy the values, go back on that layer, grab these square looking guys and do the same thing. We could also get some more saws in there. Let's get a line going so we can see where to put them. We'll change these out for these guys. Throw another one up there and another one down there. Throw another couple. This one I actually think we can make a big guy. Yeah. Throw another big guy down here. Actually, no, throw it up here. Now we'll go on layer 5 and we could get a saw design going. First I want to get these around all of them. Give these the same treatment. We'll give them background blending, but we're going to change the hue of this by 30. Next we'll get these hexagons in there. Now we'll get these other saws in here, and these will be black. And these are going to go on B3. And lastly, I want to get pulsing circles. Not that big. Definitely not that big. This size. These will be white, and these will be B1. Perfect. Ooh, they're not pulsing. That's because I didn't get the pulsing ones. That's probably why. Alright, now let's see how it looks. Okay, I think that looks pretty good so far. Last thing I want to do is decorate this little block, which is the only non-Clubstep monster we have to decorate. I want to use these. Put it just like that. Background blending. Not background blending, I'm sorry. Just make it background color. Turn the brightness down. Go back on that layer. Copy the values. We'll do something like this. And we'll come to layer 4. And just get some glow in here. There we go. That looks pretty good. Now I'm just realizing something, and it's that all these are straight black. We're not going to see the outline underneath, so we're going to give it the next free color. Copy color, background, send the brightness down to, let's say 40. See how that looks. There we go, and then we could set that to pulse on its own as well. So we'll do that quick. There we go, I like that. It's this weird, like, pulsating thing. It's a cool little effect, and with everything else we're gonna throw on there, it's gonna look really nice. Speaking of which, I'm gonna come up here and get 3 of these. Give them each different colors. So this one will be 20, this will be 21, and that'll be 22. And then we give each of them a group. So we're gonna put alpha triggers, make it 0 opacity, 0 fade time. Now we'll do another one. This one will be 94, fade time 0, opacity 100, and then fade time 0.5, opacity 0. Come up here, do that for 95, and then come up here again, do it for 96. Now we'll space it out by 5, and boom, got a cool little thing going on. And actually, we could make these all the same color. So we'll make them all color 20. Because color 20 is also going to be doing its own little thing. You'll see. But we'll take all this. We'll hit create loop. And that should give us a neat little spawn loop. And it's broken. It's broken. It's a broken spawn loop. There we go. So we got that going. Now we'll come here. We'll make color 20 a copy of the background. Slightly brighter. And change the hue by 8. We'll come back above this loop. Make this color 20, copy color 20, change the hue by 45. And we're gonna do this just a couple times. I'm actually gonna make this blending and see if that looks any better. And we're gonna take these three, bring them all the way down here. Edit group, T1, we'll put it layer 6. I'm gonna hit preview mode just so we can see them without the effect. Copy the values of them, take these and place them in a couple spots. Basically, I use these blocks to fill space with the flashing versions, almost making a kaleidoscope looking thing. If done properly, it's a really neat effect, but you need to do it properly, and here, I really didn't. Alright, we got all those in. Let's turn off preview mode and take a peek at it. Alright, it's got some rough patches, but I think it's pretty cool. Now, I want to move on to spikes and ground spikes, and we'll do the ground spikes first because I feel like that'll be pretty easy. We're going to take these hexagon guys, put them B4 because that's our spike layer for some reason. We'll keep it background colored, but we're going to change the hue to about -30 because I like that orange tint it's got. We'll just take this and send it all the way down. Do the same thing up here. We'll copy the values of this, go to the next layer, and take some of these guys. Paste date, paste color, bring it up to this layer, put it back on the Z order, and then just put them where needed. And lastly, I want to come back to the spike layer and add some bushes, because who doesn't love bushes? Let me just make sure that everything is on the right layer. These are not. Send them all the way back. Perfect, now we're good. That's looking deadly. And now that we did our ground spikes, we could do our normal spikes. So let's get these all set up here. Do object color, background blending. Actually, we're gonna go to our next free. Make this background blending, but set the opacity to half. So I was kind of just playing around putting things in the spikes, and these actually look pretty nice. So I think I'm gonna work with them. Alright, let's see how that looks in game. Ooh, I kind of like those. Alright, so let's just put these all in the part. I think we could mock up a quick portal design. We'll take these circles, make them color 21, change the hue just slightly, copy the values, put some glow in the center, and lastly on B4, we'll add a black spinning hexagon, because I think that looks pretty nice. And lastly, I just want to add these over the portals. So we'll put these, we'll say T1. Alright, that's our quick portal design done. Now we'll get some arrows going and then see how the part looks. I want to keep the arrows pretty simple. In all honesty, I think we could get away with something kind of like that. We could put these inside the Clubstep monsters, and then we can make another one. There we go, quick little arrow design. We'll link this together, and then throw this in place too. This is looking pretty nice so far. Now, one of the last things I want to do is set up the eyes for the Clubstep monsters. So we'll come here on layer 1, copy the values of this. Now we'll come to layer 4. I want to get that in behind the actual eyes to give them a little more pop, you know? I'll come to layer 5 and just take orbs and randomly put them where the eyes are supposed to be. We'll take all of them, make sure they're B2 so they're behind everything. And ooh, I like that. Alright, so the last few things we need, other than clean up the block design, are some movements and a background. And then we are done with this part. So I actually have a sick idea for effect I want to try, so we're going to speedrun that really quick. For this effect, I kind of came up with it on the spot, but it had silhouettes of the Clubstep monsters that would be tied to an area move trigger, making them essentially eat the player as they go by. There was also an area alpha trigger, so when the player got close enough they would disappear, so you wouldn't see the nasty little overlap, but I might go back, I might make it a little longer. Okay, so basically what this effect does is as you go by it, it disappears, and all the Clubstep monsters basically bite down on you. I think it looks pretty cool. I hope I explained that better in post, because I explained it like shit here. Now, let's get a background on this, and then we'll call it there. And there we go. I would call this part complete. We'll give it a run in normal mode and call it there. And that is it for the Ultimate Hard Demon number 4. I know it's been a hot minute since the last episode, but it is good to be back. That's all for this episode. Next episode coming soon. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.